If you don't know, now you know. Get yourself in the flow. And if you don't think that you can, it's time for Rob's Rant.
This is Rob Bell. And this is Rob Rant. Yeah, I'm back. Rob's Rant is back. And the reason why Rob's Rant is back is because apparently you don't like the vanilla version of Rob Bell. So I have to resort to gangster tactics to get my message across when it pertains to this issue of violence down here in Atlanta, Georgia, and up in Philadelphia, PA. Because apparently, when I look at the likes that I get on my videos that I've been producing over the last several weeks, they're less than 100. And I can't believe that nobody is paying attention to this. Violence is the number one public health crisis in our community today. Of course, we have a lot of other social ills, but violence is overshadowing all of those social ills. And nobody seems to care about it. Because you got somebody like me that's championing a campaign to try to help educate people about stopping the violence, and all you want to do is look at World Star videos with people fighting in the neighborhood and fighting in fast food places and fighting in parking lots, and you think that's amusing. You think that's entertaining. Or you'd rather look at women with their breasts out, scantily dressed, and twerking, and you find that very entertaining. Because when I look at the views that those videos get, they get thousands and thousands of views. Sometimes they go platinum, or they go whatever you call it. They get tons of views. They go viral. I'm sorry, but my videos barely make 100. Why? Because I guess what I talk about is boring. It's inconsequential. Nobody cares about the violence in the community. Nobody cares about the black community. Oh, we live in the ghetto. That's what happens all the time. We're used to that. It's no big deal. I heard a lady on the news the other day say, when the news reporter asked her, what happened when they start shooting the two women that were standing beside you in broad daylight at 1 o'clock in the afternoon at 56 in Haverford in Philadelphia. She says, me and my daughter, we went down to the ground, and, it was a little scary, but I'm used to it. She's used to it. When I told my brother about that, he said, oh, yeah, she's used to it because that's her reality. That's what they live through and live with every day, so it's of no consequence and it's no big deal. But what if one of those bullets would have hit her young daughter? How do you think she would have responded then? How do you think she would have felt about the situation then? I bet you her answers would have been a little different than what they were when her child wasn't touched. We got to get better with this in terms of our attitudes when it comes to the violence in our community. I am sick and tired of waking up every morning and getting a news thread on my phone or watching something on the television about somebody either getting shot or murdered in the city of Atlanta and in the city of Philadelphia. My wife just sent me a text that says that in a county or in Augusta, Georgia, they were doing this huge gang investigation, and they found out that there were a multitude of gangs in that area. And I would suspect that these gang members are perpetrating a lot of this violence, not only down in Augusta, but here in Atlanta and up in Philadelphia and so many other major cities across the United States. Gangs. Why? Over territory that doesn't belong to them, because we don't own a damn thing. We don't own a damn sidewalk. Why? Because of drugs, because of poisoning our community and killing our people on that end and killing our people on this end with the handguns. When are we going to wake up, people? We've been going through this for decades. Decades. And here in the city of Martin Luther King, he's got to be turning over in his grave because he marched and took bricks upside the head and got spit on and did everything he could to try to put us in a position to have some kind of civil rights. And what do? We bastardize everything that he has done by going out here and killing each other and shooting at each other for ridiculous and nonsensical situations. You know what? If we don't get better with this, it's just going to continually get out of hand. And I don't know what to say about that.
Battery high.
I really don't know what to say. I mean, I've had on my other two shows, Agents for Change Network and Agents for Change Radio. I've talked to some people. We've talked about some strategies, and you know, again, it's of no consequence because people, if they're not getting a clear message from somebody like me, where are they getting the messages from? They're not getting any message. Why? Because we don't watch the news. We don't read newspapers. We don't write. We don't read books. We don't do any of that. All we do is want to entertain ourselves. We smoke weed. We drink. We go party. We buy clothes. We ride around in cars. That's what we do. And so everything that's not connected to that has no bearing on how we live in our community because it's all fun and games. It's just fun. I'm tired of it. And I'm going to keep ranting and raving about it until something gets done. This is Rob Bell. And that says Rob's Rant. On a side note, today is my youngest son's birthday, Rob Bell III. And I want to wish you a happy birthday, son. And it is my hope that you don't get caught up in this violence because I certainly don't want to be a parent that has to bury my child. Have a great day.
Battery high. Connected to iPhone.
If you don't know, now you know. You need to get yourself in the flow. And if you don't think that you can, it's time for Rob's Rant.